Here's Brody Brazil.
I'm inviting you to call it in and let it fly. If you've got something to say, a question, comment, or contribution for this YouTube channel, 833-4-BRODIES, where you can leave a voicemail. I listen to all of them, and then I play back and respond to the very best ones.
Hello, Brody. My name is Duran. I'm from Downey, and I recently saw the Cowboys and Packers game and in a tie, and I was wondering, would there be an idea of doing a field goal shootout in the NHL when overtime ends, a shootout occurs, and I'm wondering, let's do it with the field goal kickers. I know ties are very rare in the NFL, but let's put more pressure on the field goal kickers to see if they can live up to the expectation to put the game on the line literally to win it for them. Thank you.
Hey, Duran, I appreciate the call. I know why you called in. You watched Sunday Night Football. You watched two teams score a combined 80 points, and it turned out to be a 40-40 tie. You feel a little bit cheated by that, right? Actually, when I saw the game ended in a tie, it's been a couple years. It's been 3 years since they had the last tie NFL game. I didn't forget, but it slipped my mind. Wait, oh yeah, you can tie a football game here in 2025 in the NFL. Should we eliminate ties? Should we do something, I don't know, a little bit more cinematic to end the game? Should we have almost like a shootout, a kickoff? Well, not like a kickoff to the other team, but like, all right, start each kicker at the 20, then the 25, then the 27, then the 32. I don't know how you do it. Do you go back and forth? Is that how you end a football game? Is that a proper way to end a football game? Fortunately, we don't have to worry about this too much. There have been several different overtime formats within the last 30, 40, even 50 years. Different durations. Each team gets the football. It can't end in a field goal. We've had a lot of different rule changes happen. And usually they've lasted 5, 7, 10, 12, 15 years, and then they change it up a little bit. But still, no matter all the different OT format changes, we've only had 30 tie NFL games, including this past Sunday, since 1974. Like 30 times since 1974. Before I was born, probably before you were born too, if you're watching this here on my channel based on demographics. Not everybody, but probably most of you. Point is, we don't have to deal with this. Fortunately, the cadence is like maybe once a year. Sometimes it happens twice in a year, or then it doesn't happen in a few years. It happened twice in 2022, and then before last night here in 2025, it hadn't happened since. So I feel like if we end a football game in this novelty way, right, where it's a shootout, it's a kickoff, whatever we're calling it, a kickoff. No, kick, shoot, kick, whatever. The fact that there are fewer football games per season, like if we are talking about hockey, there's 82 NHL games per regular season. 82! It's going to go to 84 next season, by the way. That's a lot of games, and I'm not saying every one doesn't matter, but you don't feel as bad if you play 3-on-3 for a couple minutes, 5 minutes of overtime, and then you go to the shootout. We should also mention that NHL games do not automatically go straight to the shootout. There's still 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime, and then there's the shootout, the skills competition at the end. But it feels like with a lesser volume of games in the NFL, right? You're not playing 82, you're playing in the teens in terms of games every season. A shootout situation, a novelty type situation, feels a little bit inappropriate. Now, maybe what you're suggesting is, hey, still play the overtime, which I agree. If you still want to do a 10-minute overtime, maybe we get it back to 15 minutes, we play overtime. But how about this? Maybe we do just like the NHL. Maybe instead of, you know, the current 22 players on the field, 11 on each side, maybe we go 7-on-7 to try and encourage some scoring. Or maybe we do 10 minutes of 11-on-11, and then 10 minutes of 7-on-7 to try and break that tie. But it just feels like the less volume of games, too, that the NFL plays, ties shouldn't be a thing, right? So in one way, the NFL playing fewer games, it doesn't feel like a skills competition should decide the game, but also the fact that there's fewer games per team per season, that also doesn't feel like there should ever be a tie. So for a lot of reasons, football is different from baseball with the ghost runner, like they've encouraged that in extra innings. All these leagues are trying to find incentive ways to make sure that they can get the end of the game completed in an expedited fashion. I think for football, what I would be okay with is this. To get rid of ties, to make sure that this doesn't even happen once every year or every other year, play 10 minutes of overtime, 11 on 11. Play another 10 minutes of 7 on 7. And if that doesn't decide it for you, okay, I'm not angry at the kickoff, the shootout kickoff, whatever we're calling it. There's the debate here. Can you keep playing football? Are you going to tire players out? Are you going to fatigue them? Is somebody going to get hurt? That's the absolute last thing I want to happen here. But there is going to always be this argument. Do you keep pushing them to get to a conclusion of the game versus some kind of, hey, just do a home run derby to end this? Like the Pioneer League of independent baseball, they do a home run derby if they can't break a tie score in a game. Baseball, again, they'll throw in Major League Baseball, they'll throw in the Ghost Runner. The NHL will do 5 minutes of OT, 3 on 3, which heavily encourages scoring, and then they'll go to the shootout. Football doesn't really have anything. They'll just play the 10 minutes of overtime and then tie. So is it worth writing that in the rules to make sure that ties don't happen? So I've made the case. I think we can add some things to football. Let's just get ties out of there for good. Do you agree with me? Put that in the comment section below. Also, thumbs up while you're down there. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I would love to see you back here next time.